All right, so we got to talk about this, man. This is crazy, but we got to check out this live stream that Bandman Kevo did a couple days ago. If you guys have not seen it, you definitely want to go check it out. And if you watched it only once, maybe you should watch it twice and listen more carefully because he goes over a lot of good points, a lot of good topics. And I feel like a lot of these good points, a lot of topics get overlooked or people are just not listening carefully because I think there's a deeper meaning here. There's a deeper meaning as to why Royalty and Jaliyah came out publicly or why some of this stuff leaked, these conversations, right? And then all these claims came out about CJ Sokol. I think there's a deeper meaning going on here. And I think like Bandman Kevo really broke the ice with this one. This is why I said if you haven't seen this, you might want to watch it. And if you've seen it once, you might want to watch it twice because I feel like a lot of this stuff will go over your ears or over your head or whatever. But anyways, we're going to jump into this.
We know CJ got the loan, and he got a few $1,000,000 he had to pay back and stuff like that. But to be honest, though, me knowing the insides of what's really going on, the real reason I feel like, these companies really even gave him the loan is because they feel like maybe he was going to rekindle his relationship with Royalty. And by him rekindling his relationship with Royalty, they was like, okay, well, they was basically saying that by him rekindling his relationship with Royalty, he was going to be able to, possibly make the money back. But all those problems started happening. Royalty knew he got the money. What he did was he bought chains for the kids, brought Royalty like this little cheap ass Hellcat out of all the money that they got. And that's when things.
So are you guys listening to this? Because I feel like this is really important. He kind of sets the background. And I feel like people just listen to listen or whatever. So you got to think like these are like these kids and Royalty and everybody and the vlogs. They're more like actors. They're kind of sort of like actors. Maybe actors is not the right words, but I'm just going to use it because it makes sense and most people might understand it that way. So, they're used to act in the vlogs or whatever to produce content to make it entertaining for people to watch. But CJ So Cool is, I guess, he's not really like, it doesn't sound like he's really paying them. What he does is spend on them like materialistic objects. So he'll buy them like what did he buy Royalty? Like a Hellcat, right? A cheap Hellcat. And then he buys the kids candy and some clothes and something like that. But who really controls the money? Who controls all the finances? See, that's something a lot of people just, I feel like it goes like past their ears, over their head, behind their back or whatever. And this is why I said is like you got to think of these Royalty and the kids more like actors or like employees, right? Like, are they really getting paid? Like, what's going on here in terms of compensation? What's going on?
Left because Royalty was looking at it like, well, these are my kids. You know what I mean? And that's where all the confusion for all the people that don't really know. It's the loan that Royalty felt like she was should have got at least half of the money that was disputed to them. And that was the problem that broke out because we all know when it comes to CJ, he feels like he.
Oh, they're breaking up.
She kept, but when he got the money,
look though in the comments now, they right. CJ name was I was just talking about this. He did already establish himself on YouTube and all that before he went to them. He just added them onto his channel. Remember, he was already CJ So Cool. So he kind of added it to him, and when he added them on there, that's when they jumped to the millions of subscribers because it was all kids.
No, for sure. That's what I'm saying. But where the real bad came from was what.
So if you guys listen to Big Folks, right, he mentioned something, and I feel like this is actually pretty crucial. Now, they didn't mention the dates, but I'm sure people can go back on the channel and figure this stuff out. He says that CJ So Cool already had a platform before Royalty and the kids were added in the picture. But as soon as they were added, the views skyrocketed, right? They went up in the millions. So that date is actually pretty crucial when they made that transition on his platform. Because, like I said, I feel like a lot of this stuff, like you got to watch this. Like, if you're not listening, you got to listen carefully. I feel like they really got to capture these dates and figuring out when these kids, when Royalty were added to the picture. And maybe perhaps they didn't have the financial literacy to understand that, they're supposed to be entitled to compensation early on. Early on. CJ So Cool, I feel like he had total control over this. And maybe he spoiled them with some of the materialistic shit. And maybe a little bit later on, or actually too late, way too late. I think this is why this is kind of going on now, because I think they maybe just figured it out more recently during the separation, maybe last year, 2 years ago when they went through court and the custody thing. And maybe that separation, that's when the light just turned on for Royalty and her kids, and they realized they got nothing out of this. They got some of the materialistic crap, some cars and clothes and food and stuff like that, and dining out, private jet, but they didn't get the money. Who controlled all the money this whole time?
What he was doing with the kids, though, you know what I mean?
No, yeah.
So basically, you know what I mean? They're like, you got to outside and look in and see what's going on. So I don't think CJ really wanted to be with Royalty like that, but he felt like he still needed her for the kids' purposes.
No, of course, you know, because without the kids, you see what you see right now. He don't even got a show no more. Soon the kids, like I told you,
So this is like when I was listening to this, I was like, hold on, man, isn't this kind of like exploiting the kids? Isn't this they got a law for this, man? They got a law for exploiting kids. Let me Google this real quick. You guys can't see, but child labor abuse. That's what they call it. Child labor abuse. So the way Bandman Kevo is phrasing this is that CJ So Cool really needed the kids. Royalty kids too. So this is what I'm saying, like, these dates really matter when these kids were really brought into the picture. Because, boy, this could be like almost a decade long. This could be like almost like 10 years. Maybe less, maybe more, something like that. So were they compensated for all this time? Like that, I think that maybe like Royalty might have a case with this part. But I feel like there's more recent stuff about Jaliyah and CJ So Cool. I feel like that, I don't know if they really got a case with that. They might, who knows, depending on evidence they have on CJ. But I feel like they might got a case with the unpaid labor, because it seemed like CJ So Cool controlled all the finances, and he just got them cars and, all that goofy shit. You guys see all that flashy shit, which he probably knew nothing about, because you can just tell from his financial investments in jewelry, he didn't know what the hell he was buying. So isn't this like borderline child labor abuse, exploiting these kids? And where's their money? Where's these kids' money? Where are the kids' money? Where did he put that money? Or is he just spending it?
It's gone. It's all over with, because that's what the whole shit was about.
Yeah. So, I mean, CJ, he on there basically saying, like, okay, well, the kids, this, and, I seen a little stuff about the girl saying that, what you think about that? The little girl saying that CJ touched her type shit.
I mean, me being around them and this and that, and knowing how Royalty and her mom and them get down and coaching them kids and doing all that shit, and they ain't getting none of that bag when he sold that channel, you know what I'm saying? We know the whole little shit, how that went, which we was telling CJ, like, they do deserve, he sold 70% of that channel for $3 million. He's supposed to give them at least $1 million.
Yeah.
He at least gave them that. But then that's what he told us, that they used to complain about even filming. They really never wanted to do it.
But I feel like...
Hold on. Y'all heard that? Hold on. That shit went by real quick. Did you guys hear this part right here? Whether this true or not true, but it's very... This part right here is crazy.
That bag, when he sold that channel, you know what I'm saying? We know the whole little shit, how that went. Which we was telling CJ, like, they do deserve, he sold 70% of that channel for $3 million. He's supposed to give them at least $1 million.
Yeah.
He at least gave them that. But then that's what he told us, that they used to complain about even filming. They really never wanted to do it.
Y'all heard that right there? He said that CJ told them that the kids were complaining. They didn't want to be filmed. They didn't want to do the work. But the work got done. This is what I'm saying. Like, this might be like borderline child labor abuse. Like, they really... I mean, this could kind of fall on both parents, like Royalty and CJ So Cool, but knowing that based on what they're saying, CJ So Cool controlled all the finances, all the money. He was making all the money decisions. Like, he really controlled it all. It sounds like these kids got exploited, man. And where's their money? Where is their money? I hope that money is saved up somewhere. All right, because it seems like royalties kids, they were actors or employees or whatever you want to phrase them. All right, maybe actors ain't the right word. I feel like it might be the right word because they were part of the vlogs. They should have been compensated, right, for the many, many years they've been in the vlogs, which might be several years. Where's their money? Like, this is why you need to have like accounts for kids and deposit the money. But it seems like from what I'm listening, this is what I'm saying. You got to watch this. Like, the first time you watch it, it's just entertainment, right? The second time, I feel like there's a deeper meaning, some deeper understanding you got to really listen to. It sounds like CJ So Cool really took advantage of these kids, like took advantage of his family to record content, generate money, and use the money, majority of it, on himself, on uplifting himself. His cars, his jewelry. Yeah, they got cars, but they got goofy cars. Like, royalty got a Hellcat or that kind of shit like regular people can buy. Regular people can afford a Hellcat. Like, he didn't buy her like a Lamborghini Aventador or like a Rolls Royce Cullinan or Rolls Royce Phantom or a Pagani or a Bugatti or something like that.
But I also feel like they probably wasn't motivated because he was controlling all the finances and he was being the way he was being. So if it was my kids and I got this dude, controlling everything and barely want to give us anything, I probably feel the same way.
Y'all heard that, right? So when CJ sells his catalog, right? That's what I heard DDG talk about, right? That he sold his catalog for a percentage or whatever, or upfront capital for an equity stake in his channel. So does that money get dispersed? Did he disperse that? It don't sound like it, but I'm asking you guys, did he disperse that money? Because all that content on his channel is not just him. That's all the kids. So did they get a slice of that pie? You got to think of this like a pizza, man. If he's eating like 90% of the pizza and he's giving them only 10%, then that's not fair. That's exploitation. That's just like I was saying, like, you got actors, right? You hire actors for a movie or whatever. You got to pay these actors. You might pay them before the movie. You might pay them after the movie, depending on how well it does. But more likely, the actors get paid before the movie even comes out. They pay the actors to start in this movie, and then whatever the box office is or whatever earnings they make, worldwide sales, the production company keeps it because they had paid the actor already up front. Sometimes they pay them afterwards, depending on how the movie does, and then they get a slice of the pie. But the point is, they get paid. The employees get paid, or contractors or whatever. Is that the case here, man? Because it don't sound like CJ So Cool really paid royalty and paid these kids. And this is how I'm thinking. I think this is like the foundational problem. This might have been the foundational problem this time. And maybe the first couple years, royalty, the kids didn't bother thinking about this because they thought this is a beautiful black family and we're always going to be together intact because everything is going smooth as butter. But when shit happened, shit hit the fan and they went through this custody, this breakup, this, I guess he cheated, she cheated, whatever happened, right? There was an issue. That's when I think they realized, oh shit, we didn't get anything out of this. We did not get anything because CJ controlled all of it. So now I think they have to push the envelope to the situation we're in now. So I think this is kind of like the build-up. This is like the climax.
When he got the big man, I think that's why he's freaking out right now. Because, like D-Lo just said, now who closer to him than D-Lo? And the way he did D-Lo was ridiculous.
Yeah, one person that know all the secrets is D-Lo.
Yeah, he got some nerve talking about D-Lo, because I got love for CJ, but And CJ a good person, but I think he's just losing it. Like he blamed his D-Lo for taking $120,000, and you know, like I know,
he blame everybody. He blames.
He ain't touch no money.
You notice when he talks, he don't take no accountability. He says, "Well, when I got the loan, if I wasn't hanging out with people,
now imagine he was buying the kids everything. That's way before this loan money. CJ been having money, so they been getting shit. That loan and all that shit came when they was already breaking apart. So it was like I don't know if he was kind of smart about getting rid of it because the channel was gonna go down anyway because the kids was leaving. He knew that.
No, but you gotta think he also was making a few $100,000 a month off of the YouTube channel for them. So by buying them everything, which they deserved everything.
I mean, yeah, it was their money really. He really just managed their money.
Yeah, but buying things is not. You can't just buy people's stuff. Like you, if you work in a company and you got employees, right, or you got a movie set and you hire actors, you're not just gonna buy actors stuff, or you're not gonna buy employee stuff. You're gonna pay them for their salary, their hourly rate, whatever and this is why I feel like this might be the problem, the real problem in this situation, because they didn't create a valuation for their time investment and the vlog creation and this entertainment of vlogging. They didn't set these structures in place, so everything was kind of just like ignored, and it couldn't be ignored because they're entitled to compensation. They're entitled to earnings. And the way it should have been done, really, in my opinion, this is my opinion, everybody's different, is if you record a vlog and you got like 5-6 people in this vlog, then you got to decide based on how much money you earn from YouTube on this particular vlog, what is going to be the breakout. Is this person going to get 5%, this person 10%? Like, is Leon going to get 10%? And then royalty's going to get like 15%, and the twins are going to get like 20%. There's got to be like some kind of breakout for each vlog. Or maybe just in general, like this is going to be the breakout going forward. This person is going to collect this amount or that amount. Or they can do it by vlog. I don't feel like I think none of this happened. I think what happened is he just bought them shit in hopes that would satisfy them. But now it's a problem because they don't get anything. They didn't get anything out of this. And people feel like, oh, well, it's CJ So Cool's channel, so it's his money. No. That's just like I'm saying, like you go work for a company, right? Yeah, that company might be owned by the CEO, but all these employees that work there are contributing their time, their effort. They need to be paid. Buying shit for employees ain't gonna cut it. They ain't gonna cut it. And that's what it sounds like happened. Like there was shit that was just bought for them, and I guess that was gonna be a form of compensation. And that shit is nothing, because some of this shit is like worthless.
So if you're getting $300,000 a month, $400,000 a month, the kids still should get half. For buying them everything, what does that consist of? You know what I mean?
I would have stole $500,000 from him. He really should have gave me $200. Nigga saved his whole career.
You see how Bandman, like I feel like Bandman didn't dumb it down. So a lot of people are like, probably this shit probably just went past people's ears. This is what I'm saying. Like you got to watch this like maybe twice or 3 times for most people, because like he says it real quick. Oh, he was buying them stuff because they deserved it, but he's making $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a month. So buying shit for them ain't gonna cut it.
So by buying them everything, which they deserved everything.
I mean, yeah, it was their money really. He really just managed their money. That's their mama fault though.
If you're getting $300,000 a month, $400,000 a month, the kids still should get half. For buying them everything, what does that consist of? You know what I mean?
I would have stole $500,000 from him. He really should have gave me $200. Nigga saved his whole career because he been doing little shit with these prostitutes and all that.
Yeah.
So again, all this stuff we hear, oh, well, he took them to the Gucci store. He took them here. He took them there to this restaurant. He flew them there and there, here and there, whatever. That was all peanuts, man. That was just peanuts. That was just like the whipped cream on the ice cream or whatever. That's peanuts. He's making $500,000 and he's buying them like shirts and shit like that and little trips here and there and vacation. And probably 80% of the money is in his pocket, when it really should have been, they should have been earning a percentage of the compensation or the earnings from the vlogs, depending on how they structure it. But I feel like Roti was a really good person that she just trusted him to manage it all. And then when this whole thing, the breakup happened, the whole custody thing, or him cheating or whatever, when shit decided to go downhill, she realized like she contributed so much. She put in so much work. Her kids put in work, and there is no compensation. They didn't earn anything. Like they don't. What are they making now? They're making money off of the her channel, the royalty channel, right? Which some people argue is CJ So Cool's channel, but the channel is. It doesn't matter the ownership of the channel. What matters is the content on the channel and the people that were in the content, where those people paid. That's where we have to get down to.
You got to control yourself. Yeah, Big Al stole his money. I ain't still no money from that boy. He's the one telling him what to really, how to play shit.
That's what it was, though, bro. When he took the loan, right? Let's say if they said, look, we'll give you $2 million on your channel. But if we're going to give you this money up front, we want $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000. And him being so thirsty for the money, what happened was he took it not thinking because he was so thirsty and money hungry. In his head, as soon as he got the money, he went on a shopping spree. He went to buy jewelry. He went to go buy this. Also, you know,
Y'all heard that, right? Thirsty and greedy, and went on a shopping spree to buy himself jewelry and clothes. When it should have been, this is why I say there's probably was no structure. There was no foundation at all. Like CJ So Cool controlled everything. It was his word, his decision making. He had the entire power to the channel earnings. And just because he owned the channel, whatever, and he controlled the management of the channel, I don't feel like that really means anything. Because without the kids for many, many years, her kids, their kids together, they should have been all paid. It should have been a percentage or a flat rate or something. This is why I said, like, if just think about it yourself. If you work at a company, right? If a company's just buying you lunch and shit like that and buying you clothes, that's not earnings, man. That's just like them buying you crap, right? They're buying you lunch to make you happy. They're buying you clothes to make you feel good. But that's not you making money. That's not your salary. So that's what I'm saying. Like, they should have been earning a flat rate per video or a percentage of earnings, something like that. Like, let's say they, the video, let's say they upload a video and that video makes like $2,000. It should have been like, oh, royalty's going to get like 200. Leon and Jaliyah is going to get like 100 each. And then for the twins, we're going to put in maybe like 200 for them. And then for expenses, maybe like 300. And then the rest would be CJ So Cool's money. It should have been something like that, something along those lines. But it sounds like CJ So Cool took all the money and just bought them some clothes and some food and took them traveling and just recorded that fun family environment. But they weren't thinking about long term, what the hell's going to happen long term, or in case this boat starts sinking. All right, because it's not going to keep sailing perfectly just fine the next couple years or the next decade or so, because something was about to happen, because CJ So Cool had long-term plans, and those did not include these kids or royalty. Or maybe they did, and he was just trying to do some shit on the side, right? Because I heard all these allegations about him cheating, messing around. I think Bandman Kevin said he was like nutting in prostitutes. So I feel like royalty really... Damn, royalty, she really set up those kids for failure, because they should have had this established. I feel like this is really the problem. This is the foundation. And because they couldn't control it, I think this is why we hear this claim. Like, and I'm not saying like it's not true or it's true. Nobody really knows. Nobody really knows what happened to Jaliyah. Is true, not true, fake, real. Nobody really knows. But I feel like that might have, since it just came out kind of late, I feel like that might have been triggered by the foundational problems.
He competes.
And he lied on something too. Not to keep cutting you off, but I've been watching this. I know you were on the airplane. He claimed that none of his friends told him when he sold the channel what to do with the money. Like, I was there. You told him, like, all right, if you're going to sell a channel, create another channel, nigga. but create another channel with the kids, nigga, or some more kids. If those kids leaving, nigga, you better add some kids to your shit. And he tried to do that shit. He tried to go get his daughter from Indiana. That shit didn't work.
Didn't work.
It didn't work.
He tried. Even I was like, man, you should go get an agency. You should do this and do that. You can't. But this is the thing about him. All them distractions. You got to think he's so distracted. Even if he did want to go do something, he was so distracted by what royalty had going on, about girls, by this, by that, trying to keep up with other people. You know what I mean? Like,
going to another agency or trying to get kids or somebody else ain't gonna do it. That's like if you you go to a certain restaurant that you've been going to for like the past 5 years, 10 years, right? They make really good food, right? Their food is good, man. They be really hitting it, right? And then you come like next week or something and you find out they got a whole new owner, new employees, and they got a totally different menu now, man. Or the chef ain't cooking the shit the same way. They're not cooking the food like the same way you used to getting it served or whatever. That's like CJ So Cool going and getting some new kids and some other shit like that. It ain't gonna work. And it hasn't worked. He thought that Lexi Girl was gonna make the content. That shit failed. Go try to find the video where he said there was like 25 ways to kiss or something like that. Some goofy video. There was like several of them with Lexi. Those videos are no longer on the channel because they failed. They failed miserably. And he was so embarrassed that he actually deleted them. So I think the real question here, man, really is whether these kids were actually compensated. Because I feel like this might be borderline child labor abuse, man. That's what they call it. Like I was thinking like exploitation, because it's like, what happens when these twins grow up to, like when they turn 18? Was CJ So Cool saving them money? Because clearly he hasn't been paying Jaliyah, Leon, what is the other kids? A Nation. Like, were those kids paid? Are they paid? Because it seems like royalty is the one just taking care of them. Seems like she's the one carrying the tab. And the other side is just throwing shots at her. They're like, oh, when you were around CJ So Cool, you were like blessed, right? You were living in luxury, and now you're broke. You're living like 10 people to a house. And people fail to realize that they were actually part of the show. So if anything, they probably should have been the ones that collect the majority of the earnings, not CJ So Cool. Even though he owned the channel and he ran it management-wise and all that crap, it's not him. The content wasn't him. It's them for many, many years. And who kept the majority of the money? It's him. I mean, yeah, they got some money out of it, or he bought them crap. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like people makes this crap. They think like the YouTube shit, this like social media crap is like different than their job or something like that, or your career. Nah, it's pretty much the same. It's pretty identical. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't work for a company and there's no structure, right? You don't know how much you're going to get paid hourly or what your salary is. You're just kind of going along for the ride along, right? And your boss will just pop in and just buy you free lunch or buy you some clothes or give you like some kind of ride share coupon or something like that, and you think that shit is sweet. It's not sweet. This is not sweet. I need to get paid too. I'm contributing my time. This is what I'm thinking. I don't think there was an established outline of who's going to get what and who's going to get paid what. He controlled all of it. They're one happy family, and they thought that shit was going to just continue on and on and on forever. And it never really ends up like that.
He was too like into other things versus trying to really make his bag. Because he only, like, every time you talk to him, he'd say, this all I know. All I know how to do is this. It's like he didn't even really want to learn nothing else. So, shit, that was his own fault.
I ain't fucking with CJ on 32s how he come out of me, because, to be honest, when we came around CJ on 32s, he was a little car guy, but he didn't have money like y'all. He wasn't playing with money like CJ and this and that. And I watched you and CJ in CJ's So Cool house coaching that boy how to go how to.
Damn, Big Folks was like really disrespecting CJ on 32, calling him broke and shit like that. And you could tell Bandman Kevo was quiet, like he ain't saying nothing. Because I think Bandman Kevo thinks CJ on 32 is cool, so he just let Big Folks have his little moment or whatever. And I don't even think CJ on 32s really brags like that. Just because he has what he has, he doesn't really brag. If anything, CJ So Cool was the one that always bragged a lot. And I think that's kind of what rubbed into CJ on 32s, because CJ on 32s wasn't this kind of guy. Like, he never really rocked the jewelry and the clothes and all that. But I feel like over time he's evolved, and he had to make it known, because it's all part of the brand, part of the image. Like, he couldn't have Lamborghinis and McLarens and all that and not look the part. So I think that's probably why CJ on 32s does it like that. He wears all that fashionable shit, all that jewelry, because he has to make it known from every direction. Because if he just went around and just drove nice cars, I guess that's not enough. To him it's not enough. But I think that's actually enough, because you don't see, like, on the other side, like, you don't see daily driven exotics driving and wearing all that jewelry, right? Or like wearing like Dior or these different brands. Like, if you look at other guys like Whistle and Diesel, Stradman, all these guys have nice cars, but they don't rock jewelry. But I guess it's just this sector, like, you got to have it known that you wear Louis Vuitton and Gucci, and you're rocking $500,000 worth of jewelry around your neck to make that statement.
The competition which they want. So
yeah,
now that you know that your money's still elevating, he feel like his declining. So he feel like, because I just heard him, he feel like you gonna clown him and be like, I guess he seen a little post about you saying that the reason why he went broke, so he offended, feeling like, why would he shouldn't be talking about it, he shouldn't be saying nothing, he just been waiting on me to go broke. Like, nigga, who the fuck sits around and wait on their friends to go broke?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck if he was rich or broke. At the end of the day, you gotta think, when I first came around, it was like he was asking me, how should I do this, how should I do that, and I told him, it ain't like, I don't, like, this is my thing. It don't matter. He can make a lot of money now. My thing is, though, I always look at niggas like this. Whatever you got going on, if you don't got 4, 5, 6, or 7 incomes, most likely that shit ain't gonna last forever. That's why it'd be funny. When he was big-headed with that weak-ass loan, I knew for a fact that shit was gonna run out. Just like anything else. Like, if you're only just doing that one thing, that shit's gonna go low, then you're gonna look stupid anyway.
What happened to their little car raffle run? They made a lot of money off that shit.
Yeah, but the thing...
So out of that loan, right, the one that CJ So Cool bragged about on IG Live, when he said he got paid $4 million or $3.9 million, how much of that was paid to royalty? Because you got to remember, like, if you watch DDG, right, he said he sold his catalog, right? Well, his catalog included content that included the kids and royalty. Are they getting compensated for this? Does anyone know if they're getting compensated? Because I feel like there's a big problem here. And I feel like a lot of people are just overlooking it. They're just listening, and this shit is kind of going past your ears, behind your back, right? But this is a problem. Were they compensated? Was royalty compensated? Or was it just, hey, we're going to buy you this crap?
Is, though, the way that, like, the way how CJ do things, he's more for what he's himself, you know what I mean, with that shit. So he wants to be the biggest and the best at everything. So if he's not the biggest and the best at it, he don't want to do it type shit. You know what I mean? So at the end, like, as far as with that, he just, I don't know, bro. Like I said, only thing he was when Al came around and he was talking about the loan shit. That's all.
So let me ask you this, because I heard CJ. How did it go from 200,000? Remember when Al had the 200,000 finessed him out of or whatever? How did it get to 500?
Okay, so this how this shit works. If you bring one of these YouTube niggas advance, right? You bring them advance. Say if it's $2 million. There's commissions in that money. So when bro brought him that loan, he got paid off of that loan, and plus the interest he has to pay back. So CJ probably got $2 million, but probably owe them people almost $2.7 million that he got in advance. And knowing that, like, why would you take the money knowing that you having a problem with your girl, you having a problem with these kids, you having like, you're just doing a little bit of everything, you know what I mean? Like, and then after that, you start getting mad at everybody.
That nigga came around complaining about royalty and them kids before he did that. So to me, I think it was a smart move, and I know he did it on purpose and not giving them no money because he already had players on, like, separating himself with them. He know royalty. He's like, he couldn't take it no more. He's telling us all they business, like the bitch worshiping the devil and the mama worshiping the devil, and they preaching this shit to the kids. And he already knew he was gonna leave. And when he made his exit, he sold that fucking channel. Now I think the shoes and all these investments the white girl got him doing. I don't know if, like, it ate up to $3 million, and now he don't got it, and he trying to figure out how to get the channel back. I don't know what he going through, but he definitely going through something.
Yeah.
So in regards to the shoe deal, I feel like that might be his money. Like, if he created the shoes and it's obviously the CJ So Cool shoes, then yeah, he's entitled to that. But I don't think that he actually paid them for the past many years their true compensation. Like I said, it's kind of like salaries to people, or like, yeah, pretty much salaries. You know, if you work for a company, you make a salary, or you get paid commission, or you get paid hourly, right? I don't feel like Royalty and her kids, like Leon and Jaliyah and Nation, actually got paid for their time, whether it's in a form of salary per year or per month, or an hourly rate, or a commission, a percentage off the video content. It was just maybe in the form of, oh, we're going to buy you whatever you need: shoes, clothes, food, transportation, and we're going to call it a day. And we're going to keep the money and make you think that, I guess, they have it saved somewhere, or a percentage of it saved. And maybe that's why Royalty now realized that, oh, we did all this for many years and we ain't got shit out of it. We didn't get paid out of it, nothing, except a car. I don't even know where's her Hellcat? Is that the Challenger, the one that got repoed? Is that the car that he got her?
What's going on with the man?
Why he bring you up though? Like he said little shit. He said
this my thing about this my thing. I feel like every time a nigga say something, right? It's like he'll say his friends, then he end up bringing my name into it, knowing that I know too much about the nigga. And it's just like, bro, like I said, don't say nothing about me because I know too much about you. I can make a video about you every fucking day and really go deep. You know all the hoes we know. Remember when we was in Cali, bro? Remember when me, you, him, and we was all in Cali, and
when I saved his ass when he's nutting in prostitutes, telling them and they is bound.
Like, bro, please, bro.
So he was using all that money he was making off of their backs to go get prostitutes, man. That's where the money was going. Because, you know, them prostitutes, especially the ones in Vegas, probably not all of them, but those are a couple $100 an hour. So, or did he say Los Angeles? That might be even worse, because Los Angeles, you know, them girls there are real gold diggers.
I would have never nutted at her if I wouldn't have came down here with you, and you know, and then talking about like, bro, I'm hungry, bro. We like shit. We can go to get Uber Eats or something like that. And the nigga like, well, bro, I usually have Royalty make my food. And just shit like
talking about why Kevo make a video about CJ first. No, he didn't. CJ said some wild shit the other day out of nowhere.
Yeah, he been saying
shit. 32 brought Kevo up for no reason and shit. Talking about a scam.
Yeah, like, bro.
Like what?
Yeah. It's like if a nigga, that's just like if a nigga called me a scammer. That's just like me saying everything that he done is a scam, basically. Literally.
That's just like Royalty and them talking about he a pedophile. He touched the Jaliyah or whatever now.
Yeah, that just meaning that I can just sit on the fucking platform and say, well, CJ so cool is a pedophile. He's a pedophile. Like literally on every platform I get on, I can just literally say the nigga a pedophile. You know what I mean? So it's kind of just like they don't want that, do they? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like
then all y'all keep saying that too. Not to get on my podcast shit enough, but all three of y'all keep saying like CJ 32 just told that nigga, man, I know so much. I'm about to woo this net. This CJ so cool. Just told him, nigga, I know all y'all business, and I could be exposed. Like, what is there to expose?
Well, please, expose my business, please, because I don't care. It's like my business.
I think everybody knows what Batman Kevo does, or everybody thinks they know. Like, he does mostly like these courses and some of this other shit, which I don't really agree with, but that's his shit. But he at least makes it known what he's doing. Whereas CJ So Cool hasn't made it known whether he actually paid Royalty and her kids these many years, man. I think that's probably where that's where most people need to really explore. But we're going to wrap up here, man, for part 1. And then we're going to do another part 2 for this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. All right, let me stop it here.